Hi there, welcome to day 2 of your reset. And I hope that you had a chance yesterday to detox the fridge and the freezer and the pantry, and hope you did some shopping so that you've filled all of those spaces with nutrient dense food. And just in case you've stumbled across this video on YouTube and you don't know what I'm talking about, just click the link in my video notes and you can jump over to the website and find out all about this Ancestral Health Detox and Reset program, which I encourage you to do because it's super powerful and it has the potential to resolve health issues of a lifetime. Yeah, that was certainly our experience, and we haven't looked back since that day in 2014. So moving into today's email, today's information. So you've got all the food into your pantry, and now the big question is, what do we actually eat? And what you'll discover is that the beautiful thing about the Paleo program is that it's super simple, right? We're basically talking about filling your plate at every meal with quality protein, plants, and healthy fats. Okay, so we're talking here about the macronutrients, right? The macronutrients are protein, carbohydrates, and fat. They're the ones that are listed on the nutritional information on all of your packaged foods. So a balanced and nutritious meal is made up of proteins, healthy fats, and plants. It's as simple as that, right? But you'll note here that I haven't mentioned carbohydrates, right? So why is this? Because carbohydrates are important, aren't they? Well, the answer to that is yes and no. Carbohydrate, along with protein and fat, sure, it's a macronutrient. We need all of the macronutrients in relatively large doses in order to be healthy. But there are two important things to know here with regards to the carbohydrates. Number one, essential carbohydrates don't exist. And number two, even though carbohydrates are a macronutrient, we actually don't need that much of them, right? So let's take a look. Number one, essential carbohydrates don't exist. There are 9 essential amino acids and several essential fatty acids, such as omega-6 and omega-3. And essential means that our bodies can't create them. We have to get them from the diet. But there are no essential carbohydrates. When any kind of carbohydrate comes into contact with our digestive enzymes, they're broken down into simple sugars and enter the bloodstream as glucose. So we need to have a basic amount of glucose in the bloodstream, and the body has very elegant ways of maintaining that amount in a healthy range, storing the excess in the form of fat and then accessing it again when needed. Okay, so as well as being able to access that stored energy, we're also able to produce our own carbohydrate through internal mechanisms. Right? So from the food we eat, they are external mechanisms, and through our own metabolic processes, they're internal mechanisms. And this internal process is known as gluconeogenesis, whereby we produce ketones. And ketones are an excellent source of fuel for the brain and the body, right? So that's the basis of the ketogenic diet. This is not keto, but the ketones are important. Due to these external food and internal ketone energy sources, Homo sapiens is able to thrive, not just able to survive, but able to thrive for long periods with little or no carbohydrate intake, and has done so throughout evolution. Okay, now number 2, even though carbohydrates are a macronutrient, we don't need much of them. We only need between 0 and 150 grams of carbohydrate per day, which isn't much at all. And so if you look on your email, if you look at the carbohydrate curve there and study that a little bit, you'll see that that graph explains clearly what happens when we consume more than is necessary. Okay, so the carbohydrate curve. Between 0 and 50 grams of carbohydrates per day will produce ketones, which are an excellent source of energy. Between 50 and 100 grams per day, weight loss will be easy. And to manage optimal weight, even up to 150 grams of carbohydrate per day is okay. But between 150 and 300 grams per day. This is the normal range for the sugar burners, for people who are trapped in the sugar burner cycles. Between 150 and 300 grams per day, your weight will slowly but surely increase year after year. So this is the whole sort of the middle-aged spread. And over 300 grams, which is common for those who are drinking alcohol and or fizzy and sweet drinks and a lot of processed foods, that's the danger zone. You basically, if you're consuming over 300 grams of carbohydrate a day, you're basically heading towards lifestyle disease. Okay, so what's the best way to consume carbohydrates? The beautiful thing about Mother Nature is that we can get all of our carbohydrates through a large variety of vegetables, salads, and a little fruit, right? So, and at the same time that we're consuming vegetables, salads, and fruit, we're receiving synergistic blends of vitamins, minerals, and fiber. So when we eat healthy proteins and fats along with our vegetables, the body receives all the energy and the nutrition that it needs. And the result of this is that we feel full and energized for a long time. Okay, so we'll go into the details of this, further on in the program. Okay, now the section 8, there's a fairly unattractive image there of one of my lunches, so it's sort of unattractive because that's what we eat, I just wanted to put in a really real photo there, but as you'll see that it's quality protein and plants and healthy fats. So the feeling, why is this? This is really important because the feeling of satiety is produced when the body-brain registers that it's received adequate amounts of complete protein and healthy fats. Right? So creating a balanced and nutritious meal is easy, right? In fact, depending on how old you are, your mother or your grandmother, they were right. Our mothers and our grandmothers were right when meat and 3 vegetables was standard practice. So a healthy meal consists of protein sourced from animals for the complete range of amino acids in a strong synergistic blend. Salad and vegetables for micronutrients and phytonutrients and carbohydrates, and healthy fats for the essential fatty acids. The rule of thirds is a really good model to use. So you just basically get the beautiful thing about this is that there's no weights or measures or counting or anything. You just get your plate and fill it up, right? The rule of thirds is excellent. Just fill your plate with 1/3 of protein from animal origin and 2/3 vegetables and salads, and then enough healthy fat to keep you feeling satiated until your next meal. Okay, so if you look at this plate again, you'll see that there's 1/3 is occupied by, that's actually liver, which might be a bit challenging for you, but I encourage you to try it. You've got your all of your plants there, and you've also got like avocado, which is a healthy fat, and what you don't see there is a gallon of extra virgin olive oil. Okay, so that's it. 2/3 plants, 1/3 protein, and enough healthy fats to keep me going until the next meal. Now, if you're still hungry between meals, if you don't feel like you've eaten enough, or if you're hungry between meals, then it's the same thing, right? It's the same thing. Always reach for complete protein and healthy fats, right? So your healthy fats, to be clear, your healthy fats include macadamia nuts, coconut in all of its forms, right? Coconut is has a particular it has a particular chain of carbohydrates that's really easy for the body to metabolize. Okay, so we're talking about coconut oil, coconut milk, coconut chips, coconut flakes, grated coconut, etc. Check out the recipe book because there's recipes like the muesli and energy balls, things like that, which use a lot of coconut. Then there's olives and avocado and sardines and mackerel, and make sure they are in cans with olive oil, not natural or seed oil. Eggs are brilliant, nuts and seeds in moderation, and dark chocolate with a minimum of 85% cacao. And if you look in the recipe books, you'll find that there's more advice and suggestions and recommendations and recipes for snacks, top ups and fillers. Okay, so that's it for today. There's check out the turquoise box, just to get your head around what we're talking about in terms of calories, like for fat, alcohol, carbohydrate, and protein. There's recommendations for movement if you're keen on that, and a motivation exercise at the bottom there. Okay, good luck, and I'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.